What's going on, everybody? This is Joe.
And Amy.
And we are here finally, I am super excited, for the Dominaria United pre-release. We are here, in fact, live in store at Champion Card Collector in Poughkeepsie, New York. Huge shout outs to Champion for sponsoring us for this video and having us here for this event. Please feel free to check the top link in the description down below to check out Champion's website. If you're anywhere near the Poughkeepsie, New York area, you should definitely come check the store out in general, because they're amazing people, awesome community. We highly recommend it. And yeah, we are here to open not one, not two, but 4 pre-release kits today. And we are going to see what cool things we can get. Hopefully you got a chance to check out, I'll move these to the side as I talk. Hopefully you got a chance to check out our early access event. In that one, we were sponsored by Wizards themselves. And where we streamed playing limited of this set for many, many, many hours. Ooh, look at that. That's
gorgeous.
Awesome. Very nice. Now, I assume that, like, these flaps, they're like Phyrexian counters or Dominaria counters. They could be used as, like, stun counters and stuff, too, I guess. It's the same on the other flap if people are unaware. I do not like this new method of boxing. I mean, I guess it's more convenient for some, but we save our boxes, typically, and, like, trying to save these is a nightmare. So that's unfortunate, but it's fine. And then these, by the way, just have the like the Planeswalker symbol like that on the back. So nothing crazy there. Now that we've shown that off, we probably won't have to do it again. As you can see from the background, this is just the back of all the kits on the outside and on the inside. So there's that. But yeah, let's see what we get in these kits. I'm super excited. We have the regular version of the D20, the spin down, with the set symbol as the 20, and I'm assuming it's going to be all 5 colors, since that's just how they do it these days. All right, and let's see what our packs have in store for us. So there's going to be a code for MTG Arena that will be given away at some point for all of these in each of the individual openings, so definitely stay tuned for that as well. And then for people who are unaware of how pre-releases work, there is this little insert for building a pre-release deck that kind of gives you some hints. I mean, to be honest with you, if you've never done a pre-release before, I would recommend just talking to folks in store, whether that be like friendly players or employees at the store, and asking for a little bit of help. Most of the time, especially here at Champion, I can say, people are more than happy to help out with advice or helping you make a deck or picking colors, etc. So there's that. And then we have, wow, an insert for Dominaria United. I'm not going to read all of these, but it gives you information on Joda, Ajani, Teferi, Danitha, Karn, and Jaya. We will be doing more openings of these on this channel in the future, so I definitely encourage you to watch those, because I will read these in the future, but not for this particular video. But still, that's awesome, because that's going to be in every kit, and it does help people to understand a little bit about the legends that you might end up opening in these kits, and or that you see like behind you here, so there's that too. Here is the insert with this awesome like design for the stained glass Planeswalker symbol and the background and everything. So I like that a lot too. Really, really nice. And then nothing on the back of that one. And then we have the packs themselves, which is what we are here for today. So we will move those over to the side and we'll do those one by one. But first, and most importantly, our promo foil rare, or in this case, mythic, is a promo foil Karn's Silex. First of all, gorgeous. Agreed.
My God.
And I mean, pretty sought after. This card's pretty good. So yeah, this is the first one that we open. What a start. Wow. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to take it out of the package. It is just the one card. When I sort this through my collection later, I'll do that. But a promo foil Karn's Silex Mythic as the first open in the kit and of all 4 kits. Really, really awesome. Occasionally when we do these, speaking of Karn, occasionally when we do these, or not occasionally, all the time when we do these, I will talk about, like, if I opened this in sealed or in pre-release, what would I make? And so if you have opinions on what deck you would make, let us know in the comments down below. We would love to hear from you. So we start with a Talus Lookout, a Charismatic Vanguard, a Snare Spinner. Yeah. There you go, Amy. Amy loves her spiders. Enthrall to the Pit.
Love that art.
Yeah, it's really sick. Really sick. A Tattered Apparition. This did well against us in the previous stream. I don't know in general if I love it, but it did well against us.
feel like this art is significantly brighter than it was on Arena. if
Okay,
I recall.
interesting.
Maybe I'm making that up, but I feel like it is.
My boy, it's Tidepool Turtle. I love the turtles so much. Just love them. Magnagoth Sentry. So yeah, this is like a very old school art style, and it kind of means that, to me, a lot of this stuff kind of blends together. It's really hard to tell detail in this particular art.
Yeah.
I assume that larger, it would be much better, but when shrunk down to card size, it kind of loses some of its luster, I suppose.
Yeah, I think this particular art could use a bit more rendering.
Sure. Yeah, so that was, I mean, this is a good card, though. I like this 4-mana 4/4 with reach. It's good. Tribute to Urborg. We have a Haunted Mire. These lands do work. So definitely something I will be considering or keeping my eye on for when we open these kits is what kind of fixing we have, because domain is important, and some of the domain cards are very good. And this is a swamp and a forest, and it's just in the common slot. So you could open plenty of these, plenty of them. And if you do, that's definitely a deck that you could at least consider. I mean, it'll depend on your rares and mythics and what else you open, but still, like, that's really cool.
Yeah.
We have a Resolute Reinforcements. This one saved our bacon quite a few times. So yeah, and that's our first uncommon. We have Rona's...
That's the one where she looks like she's doing a dance move.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, sure. Or like landing, like a superhero landing or something. We have Rona's Vortex. Rona returning in this set, which was nice to see. And Rulik Mons, Amy.
Oh, nice.
Warren Chief. So this is the legendary goblin from the set, harkening all the way back to Mons Goblin Raiders from whatever earliest set it's from. You can let me know in the comments, but it's a very old card. Anyway, so that's really cool. And is our last uncommon, which means there's a lot more cards in this pack, it feels like. Which means behind it we have our rare Intemporal Firestorm, which is a Story Spotlight card and is gorgeous.
Yeah.
With Jaya and Teferi in the background there as well. That's why it's a temporal firestorm. So it's time and fire together. Really sick. Really sick. And then you have the kicker of one in a white and or one in a blue. So you can kick it up to twice. Really, really cool.
Yeah.
So there's that, and that's our rare. And then behind it we have, I was right, we have a foil common in Talus Lookout. So it's the exact first card that we got in the pack, now in foil. And thankfully, we actually do get some good showing here of how the foiling pattern looks. Looks pretty cool on this one.
Yeah.
I'm not like jumping up and down, but looks pretty cool.
Yeah, the art is still nice and bright on this one.
Yeah.
It's not the typical, it gets all dark when you foil it.
Yes. Yeah, very, very cool. And then behind it, we have an island and a soldier token. Okay, more obviously packs to go. That was the first of many for the day and for this kit, of course. We have another Tattered Apparition. It's a 4-drop, so like playing many of these is probably not the best idea. Another Tidepool Turtle. I'm sensing a pattern. Artillery Blast, that's a new one, and is a domain card, so there you go. Something to keep an eye on. We have a Llanowar Stalker. I don't love this card, it's fine. Yavimaya Steel Crusher. I mean, look, a way to get rid of artifacts in Limited, super important. So, and honestly, for pre-release, because it's sealed in best of 3, you are able to sideboard. So maybe this doesn't make your 23 if you're in red, but you could definitely sideboard this in. It's a 2/2 for 2 within list, but the destroying an artifact is also very helpful.
Also, dude looks cool.
Yeah, I like him a lot. Yeah. Ape Warrior, and he's got like what looks like the spine of a Phyrexian or just a Phyrexian in his hand.
That's awesome.
Really cool. Yeah. Bone Splinters. Okay, I like it. I mean, it's, again, fine card. A Phyrexian Warhorse. So all of the, was it Mocan, I believe, in our chat on our streams, who correctly pointed out to us that all of the kickers in this set are off color.
Yes.
So, first of all, shout-outs and thank you to Mocan. But secondly, that's fascinating to me. We've had a couple of kicker cards already to show that, but yeah, if you were unaware. The land slot has a sun-lit marsh. So right now we have a swamp forest and a plains swamp. So if we're playing part black, we can look at green and white as possibilities.
I love this art.
It's very cool.
Great.
Very, very cool. We have an Argevian. You're welcome to try to help me pronounce it in the comments. I would appreciate it. But I usually say Argevian, I think. Cavalier. We have a geothermal bog, so another land swamp mountain in this case. Really, really cool.
Hello.
So that's fun. Then we have a Pilfer as our first uncommon. That's cool. I like Tiny Bones on this one.
Yeah.
Adorable. And whatever this dude is, I appreciate. Oh, it's to the merchant, so it's not named, but still, that dude's awesome too. Then we have a Herloon Battle Myth. Incredible art, incredible card. It's quite good. It's got that off-color kicker for some life gain, a fair amount of life gain, actually. But still, I mean, just a 3-mana instant speed, deal 4 damage. Very, very good. To creature or planeswalker, but still. And a Blight Pile. If you are making the Defenders deck, which we haven't seen a lot of support for so far, but if you're making the Defenders deck, this card is invaluable for that deck, and incredible for it as well. So there's that, which means our next rare or mythic is Namada, Primeval Warden. So there you go, Amy. It's a tree folk, but it's like a Golgari tree folk.
It's very sick.
Right? So we have a... it can make saprolings when your opponent's stuff dies, and then you can sack those saprolings to either draw a card or make this guy bigger for until end of turn.
He looks pretty big. I mean...
Right? I like him a lot. Very cool.
I don't know if he needs to be bigger, but okay.
And we talked about that Haunted Mire that we have, right? Which is black and green. And then we could do white as well with the Sunlit Marsh, or red with the Geothermal Bog. But black seems to be, at least for our lands, a good base color. Obviously, like I said, you got to check the rest of your cards, but still. So behind Namada, we have a gorgeous swamp.
Oh, what?
Love it. Yeah, you get these are the Magali full art lands.
Oh, man.
Gorgeous. And you can just get these in regular packs.
That's so cool.
So good. Shout outs to Magali Villeneuve, everybody. I mean, if you don't know already,
Incredible.
she's definitely incredible. That's so good. So yeah, behind this gorgeous swamp, we have a Phyrexian token. Very nice. I like these. Very, very cool. All right, we're only 2 packs in. Let's keep it going. More Karn for these draft boosters. They're all going to be the same because of how they do boosters these days. Like the collector booster will be different and the set booster will be different, etc. But we have a Samite Herbalist to start. A Bite Down. I love this card so much. Not even necessarily the art. I mean, the art's fine, but the ability on this card is incredible.
Okay.
A Gitu Amplifier. Not bad in the right deck. Yes. Writhing Necromass is a very good one. 5/5 Death Touch for 6 and a black, but costs 1 less for each creature in your graveyard.
It's a necromass.
It is a zombie giant. Yeah, it's really gross.
Just like pieces of zombies put together to create a new one.
Yeah, it's terrifying. No, thank you.
It's the best.
No. Hey, Amy, a Merfolk. It's a Voda Sea Scavenger.
Nice.
I know you love some Merfolk. We have a Banalish Faithbonder.
Oh.
I like this one a lot. Really cool. A 1/3 Vigilance with Enlist is very good, and it's 2 mana. So it's a good blocker early, and then if you can pitch into it late with Enlist, or earlier, I guess, even with Enlist, very, very good. A Flowstone Kavu, which is I think this one looks a little weird, but that's not anything about the artist. It's just the Kavu looks weird. That's all. And it can shrink or shrink/get bigger at the same time. And it has Menace. We have a Tangled Islet as our land, or one of the lands in the pack, as a forest island. We have Shore Up. There you go, Amy.
Yeah. I love this guy. Look at him. He's so cool.
No new Homerids, unfortunately, in the set, like as creatures, but we do get to see them on some art. So
yeah, like Shore Up, and then one is riding like a leech, like a
something like that. There's a big worm or something like that. Yeah. You're absolutely right. We have a Sunbathing Rootwalla. This pack is just all for you, I guess.
Yeah.
Amy loves this lizard. Look at him.
Yeah. So cool.
He is pretty cool. I mean, he's
chill.
sunbathing, so he's probably rather warm, but he likes that. But the cold-blooded and all that.
Yeah.
We have our first uncommon is Shalai's Acolyte. Very nice. Look at that angel. God, I love the angel arts. We have a Territorial Marrow, which is quite good as well. Nice to see Marrow's back.
Yeah, and that's an awesome art.
You like it?
Yeah.
This card again, for Domain, this card can be busted. 6/6, 8/8, 10/10, like this thing could be huge, and it's 5 mana. So any of those, it would be great. So you probably shouldn't put it in a 2-color deck. I mean, you could if you really wanted to, but 5 mana for a 4/4 vanilla is probably not ideal. But to make it a 6/6, an 8/8, or a 10/10 is phenomenal for 5 mana. So very, very good.
Yeah, the art on that is great. It definitely has an old style feel.
Yes.
And I love the way they captured the texture of the wood.
Yes. Yeah.
So good.
Especially like on his lips there, or his upper lip and everything.
It's like faux mustache.
Ooh. We have a showcase art Wrath, Weatherlight Stalwart.
Very, very beautiful.
Gorgeous. Again, another card that would probably be interesting to see in foil, but still happy to have it in general. That's sick. And that's only an uncommon, so our rare or mythic is an Evolved Sleeper. So referencing the Phyrexian sleeper agents that are on the plane, we have Evolved Sleeper. Very, very cool. This guy looks like he's having not the best time in the world. But hey, I mean, evolve cards are a thing, right? Or level up cards, not evolve cards. But very nice. Right, I got messed up with the name Evolved Sleeper. Behind Evolved Sleeper, we have a swamp and a bird token.
Oh, that's pretty.
Yeah, very nice. So far, I mean, you know, the black looking pretty promising so far with Evolved Sleeper and Namada, and our lands helping us out quite a bit in that regard as well. We have Artillery Blast again, another Llanowar Stalker, another Yavimaya Steel Crusher, another Bone Splinters, a Negate, Return of Negate.
This is one that I feel like is much brighter on Arena.
Sure.
The art.
Sure.
Whereas here, I feel like this section is bright enough, but this section is so dark and contrasted to it. It's hard to see. Yeah, you got to like take the time to like try to discern what's happening over here as opposed to just kind of getting it immediately, you know? Mm-hmm. We have a Heroic Charge. So again, Danitha and Rada, right? That you can see back here on, well, kind of. That you can see back here on the backs of these kits and stuff. Good card. Good card. We have a Phyrexian Vivisector. Yeah. A Phyrexian human. Kind of messed up. Person. You do? Very cool. We have I feel like I should, you know. Well, yeah. I feel like I should, you know, try to get that look. Right? Like, sure. We talked during our stream about how much we loved every time we had Shieldred. So, you know, bow to the Phyrexian overlords and they might complete you and then you could become a Vivisector. That's great. All. That sounds wonderful. There you go. That's it. We're doing it. It very much does not. We have Destroy Evil. Speaking of, you know, becoming a Phyrexian. Destroy Evil. This one's a good one as well. I mean, you know, you might not have any hits, but it's very rare. If you really don't like it, again, in pre-release, you can put it in your sideboard and then sideboard it in when they have a creature with toughness 4 or greater, or an enchantment that's annoying, or both. We have an Elfheim Worm. This is a good one. 5/4 Vigilance Trample for 5. Very nice. Not the one with the hammer. It is not, no. I think it's a black card. A Cult Conscript is our first uncommon. I think this card is fine. I don't love this one as much for limited. The green coming off of him is really cool, though. I like that. We have Choking Miasma. Speaking of black with green art, and Slimefoot is on there. Is that what that is? Yeah, you can't tell? No, not really. Yeah, it's Slimefoot. Sorry. I guess when I look really close. Yeah. So there's that. Shrinking everybody, putting a +1/+1 counter on one creature, and then shrinking everybody else. And then Rona. Speaking of Rona, we have Rona Shieldred's Faithful as a legendary human wizard. So Rona is back. We saw her in the story. Yes. We review the stories, by the way, folks. If you're curious, every Thursday and Monday on this channel. We have a bunch up already, so you should definitely go check that out. But we'll be doing the rest between now and when we are done over the next week or so. So definitely stay tuned for more of that. Please don't forget while you're here to subscribe and ring that bell. And finally, our rare or mythic is a Threats Undetected. So this is a card that is reminiscent of Gifts Ungiven, and there's many others who I'm not going to remember off the top of my head. As always, you're welcome to leave it in the comments down below. But this is our rare. Now, if my senses do me right, I believe we have a foil back here, and it is a foil rare in Miria, Scholar of Antiquity. The foiling pattern on this one, probably closer to what you were talking about, Amy, with like the darker art, not really showing up as well. Yeah, not really like anything to write home about.
But it's nice to have a Miria. It's an interesting card. It cares about artifacts, and in limited, that's a little tough because there aren't like a ton of artifacts in the set. We do have Karn Silex literally sitting right here in front of me. But still,
that's a beautiful foil.
Yeah, you're telling me. But hey, I mean, it's another rare in the pack, and we were talking about green being good. Right now, if we play red, green, black, we can play every rare that we've opened, rare or mythic that we've opened.
That's pretty awesome.
That's not necessarily something that you should go for, because like I said, Miria is not necessarily great in limited, but it's still something to consider, because we could do that. And again, with the Geothermal Bog and the Haunted Mire, we could have fixing for those colors as well. Behind Miria, a Forest, and a Phyrexian token again. 2 more packs to go, but before that, hey look, it's a code for MTG Arena. We'll be giving away all 4 of these codes today, so if you don't get this one, don't worry, there are 3 more to come. Also, as a friendly reminder, you can only use 1 code per account on MTG Arena from a Dominaria United pre-release kit. So, if you have already used one of these codes, it will not work for you. And I will say, if you're planning on getting a pre-release kit, do not use this code, because you won't then be able to use the one from your kit. And so that would be unfortunate. But this is our way of saying thank you to you for watching our stuff and enjoying. So hopefully, and obviously, if this one does work for you, shout it out in the comments down below. Let us know. We'd love to congratulate you. Okay. 2 more packs to go in this first kit. Let's see what we get. Whoops. I could drop that right at the camera. That's cool too. All right. So we start with a Charismatic Vanguard again. A Snare Spinner. Enthrall to the Pit again. A lot of good cards for you, Amy, in this set, I feel like. Tattered Apparition. Talus Lookout again. An Artillery Blast. A Shield Wall Sentinel. This is the first one of these that we've opened, so that's cool. And it, again, if you're playing the Defenders deck, it lets you get more Defenders, so that's cool. A Magnagoth Sentry again. A Thrill of Possibility. This is the first of these that we've opened. Obviously, we've seen these in many sets before. But yeah, this is a new, like, Phyrexian-ified monkey, or completed monkey, I guess.
Oh, I thought it was...
Jumping to get an egg.
I don't know, I thought it was like a dinosaur.
It's definitely got 4 legs and a tail, or 4, like 2 arms, 2 legs, and a tail. It's very hard to tell. Let us know in the comments. What is on Thrill of Possibility? Oh, it mentions Asmora Namarta Kadaista Nakuldakar, the Underworld Cookbook, or a quote from her in the Underworld Cookbook. The most delicious ingredients are often the most dangerous to obtain. Awesome. Very, very cool. We have an idyllic beachfront. So ideal.
Yeah.
As one of our lands.
I feel like that castle just looks like a mirage.
I think it's supposed to be, it's the Tolarian, one of the Tolarian Academy campuses. Okay. Yeah, really cool. Then we have Founding the... our first uncommon in Founding the Third Path. I like this art a lot as a... and it's our first saga of the day as well.
It's an interesting art. It's very detailed.
Yes.
Which makes it kind of hard.
Yes.
For such a small piece of art.
Correct, yeah. But it's really cool.
Yeah.
I'm a fan. Behind it, there it is, Amy. There's your friend. The Homarid riding the monstrous war leech. So you were right. I said it was like a worm or something. You were absolutely right. It was a leech.
I know.
Good memory. It's a leech horror, so of course you remember.
Exactly.
And then our last uncommon is Tori Dievenant, Fury Rider.
Very cool.
Yeah, this is a great card. Worked out super well for us in our Boros deck that we played during the early access event.
Yes.
So our second to last, in fact, rare or mythic, is a Chaotic Transformation. This card is fine. I don't know how I feel about it, to be completely honest with you. Again, if we wanted to play all our rares and mythics, we definitely still could. But still, I don't love this one. It's fine. Like, getting rid of, like, their most problematic thing in hopes that they get a less problematic thing, I can definitely understand, but this is very much the type of card that certain decks in, like, EDH or Commander or whatever love. Just because it literally is called chaotic for a reason, because you don't know what you're going to get, what they're going to get, etc.
Right.
So Really, really interesting in that regard.
That's also a gorgeous art.
You like it?
Say that.
Yeah. Look at all that text on that card, though. My God.
Yeah, they like made it a smaller font.
Yeah, they had to. Yep. And then behind it, a gorgeous forest.
Oh my God.
Yeah, they're just gorgeous. All of them are gorgeous.
I mean, honestly, I have not seen a Miguel Villeneuve piece of art that I didn't like.
Sure, fair. Agreed.
But these are insane. I mean, these are a whole
I think this is her first land cycle as well.
Yeah,
I believe I remember her saying that. And I mean, she really knocked it out of the park. If she wanted to prove herself, not that she needed to, she really did.
Yeah.
And then a soldier token. So, one more to go. It is. Let's see if it can help us out. I mean, Karn Silex is nice, but I still feel like, there should be something a little bit more splashier and bombier I would like to see. We have a Pixie Illusionist. Griffin Protector is a good card. We're getting some new ones here. New ones. Vine Shaper Prodigy. Yeah, these are great cards. Where have these been hiding? Goblin Picker. Agreed. Look at all this.
Yeah.
Aggressive Sabotage. Impede Momentum.
Yeah, these were some pretty decent in play.
Right? During the event. Yeah, I agree. Yeah. Another Destroy Evil. Another Elfheim Worm. Captain's Call. All good stuff. Sacred Peaks. Okay. As our land. So this is our 6th dual land, common dual land. We have an Urtai's Scorn as our first uncommon. That's gorgeous art as well.
Yes.
Purple's my favorite color, so this art's insane, but I think it's really, really cool.
And it's atypical for arts to be predominantly purple.
Yeah.
That was a big thing in Kamigawa. That was a big thing in, what?
Kaldheim. Yeah.
I almost said Kaladesh. I was like, that's wrong.
Yeah. We mixed that up.
Kaladesh had some purpose.
To a degree. But we mixed that up a lot then as well. Like when Kaldheim was around, we kept calling it Kaladesh. They're very close. Anyway, behind Urtai's Scorn.
Not close in
flavor or anything.
Right,
No. Just the name.
Just the name.
War Host's Frenzy is our second. Awesome. Good old Keldons. And Pilfer again with Tiny Bones and this awesome merchant person. And so, our next rare or mythic, our last rare or mythic for the first kit, we still have 3 more to go, don't worry, is... Oh man, Braids, Arisen Nightmare. So yeah, black is definitely the predominant color in this kit, for sure.
That's why we're seeing so much purple.
Yeah, exactly. Very good point. Yeah. Braids is gross. Very, very gross. And I would happily play her. So, I mean, I would love to know.
Purple.
Yes. I would love to know in the comments down below for this kit and let us know. Like in the first kit, I would. Whatever. But would you do more than, like, would you do black green? Would you do black green red? Would you do black red? Like, let us know. Behind Braids, a Swamp, and a Kobolds of Care Keep token. So Kobolds of Care Keep, a creature card from, again, a very old set. Insert the name in the comments if you would like. I have a Kobolds of Care Keep as well, I think. But now there's
the same art? Did they reuse
God, no, not even close.
Oh, okay.
No. This is much more updated.
Has that
old school feel?
Yeah.
Good. I mean, that's probably what they were going for, but yeah, no, this is not anywhere close, if I recall correctly.
Yeah, so maybe they're doing that on certain cards to remind you that it's a reprint.
I would hope so. I mean, this is not a reprint because it's a token version of the original card, right? But I know what you mean. Yeah, of course I do. And hopefully you all do as well. So that's the end of the first kit, obviously. Nice promo open. And black was, like I said, very prominent. And the fixing helped a lot with that too. But now we are on to kit 2. As I said, the kind of internal contents of this kit, not something that we have to go over because we just did that. But, or I guess the external. But internally, firstly, hell yeah, the white D20.
Yeah.
Very, very nice. We'll move that over here. Okay. And then the packs with, again, the code, which we'll give away later. Don't worry. We have all these inserts and stuff that you've already seen. Here are the packs. Move those to the side. And our promo foil rare this time is, oh god, Rivaz of the Claw. It's not easy to see the foiling pattern, I guess. Or it's just bad.
I have to come closer.
The background looks cool in foil with like the dragon back there, like back here. But like,
I can't see that.
yeah, it's not great.
Yeah, no.
No. I'll pass it to you so you can look at it while I, yeah. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the foiling of it. The playability or whatever, different story, but yeah. Okay. It does care about dragons, so maybe something to keep an eye out for. Maybe we just don't play it. Like those are some options. This is a good one to open after that as our promo, though. It's Goblin Picker. Aggressive Sabotage. Impede Momentum. Clockwork Drawbridge, one we have not seen yet in the common slot. I like this one a lot, to be honest. I liked this one. It's a good blocker early, and tappers are important. So yeah, it could become a threat pretty quickly. Yavimaya Sojourner, speaking of a threat.
Oh.
Yeah, it becomes cheaper, and it's a 4/6. Like, this is something that eventually needs to be dealt with, too.
This is a common? We haven't seen this one.
I know, yeah. We have a Hammerhand, a lot of new commons for us in this one. A Flowstone Kavu again, an Elfheim Worm again, Vanquisher's Axe, that's a new common as well for us.
This is a common too?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it's...
I don't remember this one.
Yeah, I mean, this card's fine. Well, that's because we barely looked at it if it was there, and we never used it, so there's that.
Gotcha.
And Argevian Cavalier again. Shalai's Acolyte again is our first uncommon. Knight of Dusk's Shadow. This card put in work for us when we used it during the early access event. I like this card a lot. 2/2 Menace for 2, which in general is already good, but you can also, it also says that your opponents just can't gain life, and there is incidental life gain. It's not like a huge life gain deck, but there's incidental life gain in this deck, or in this format, and you can, for 1 and a black, give it +1/+1 until end of turn. Incredible this card was for us.
I feel like it's got a real sort of like Headless Horseman kind of feel.
Sure, absolutely. Well, and there's the Knights of Malice and stuff, I think, that this might be hearkening back to. Again, folks can let me know in the comments what they think. And we have a alt art for Rona, Sheoldred's Faithful.
That is gorgeous.
That is gorgeous. Wow. Very, very cool. I like that a lot. Yeah, we got the Raph earlier. Now we have Rona too. I like that. Behind it, our next rare or mythic, or our first non-promo one for this kit, is Temporary Lockdown. So another story spotlight card, that's for sure. I like this card. I mean, it says each, so that's a little rough. Exile each non-land permanent with mana value 2 or less. So like, you could lose your own, but I mean, I always think that about white board wipes and then end up using them anyway. So, you know, this is pretty good in that regard, if that's something you want to put in your deck.
Need the right moment.
Sure. Then behind it is an island and a soldier token. Okay. More packs to go, obviously, because again, that was the first one for this second kit. We have a Tattered Apparition. Again. We have a Talus Lookout again. An Artillery Blast again. Llanowar Stalker, Yavimaya Steel Crusher, Bone Splinters, Phyrexian Vivisector, Scout the Wilderness.
Oh, this is a new one.
Yes. That, I mean, we saw it during the event because it's a good card.
Yeah.
But yeah, for today, absolutely a new one. Geothermal Bog again. Although, is this our first land? Did I skip past one in pack 1? I don't think we got one in pack 1.
I don't think we did.
Wow. Okay. Interesting. So we have the Geothermal Bog. Yeah, we have a Lightning Strike.
Nice.
Very good. For limited, amazing. What else do you need? Another Cult Conscript as our first uncommon. Knight of Dawn's Light. So yeah, there's Dusk's Shadow and Dawn's Light, aka yeah. They harken back to the black and white knights from way early in Magic's history. Very, very good cards. Cool. And this one, again, also amazing. First strike, if you would gain life, you gain that much life +1 instead. So it's like contrasting with the other one. They're both 2-mana 2/2s. The black one had Menace, this one has First Strike, and they both have 1 and their color to give them +1/+1 until end of turn.
Yeah.
And we have Zar Oginen, Scion of Ifrava. This is definitely the one that's like, okay, have fun pronouncing this one, everybody. But yeah, Tsar Oginen, a pretty cool card, don't get me wrong.
Yeah, I think the art's good too.
Yeah, he's really cool.
I really
Cat
love
Warrior. Or they, excuse me.
Like the sunlight sort of
peeking over
just hitting the top
Sure.
of the horizon.
Sure.
It's very cool.
Yeah, agreed. And so our next rare or mythic is another Temporal Firestorm. Okay, I mean, doesn't make it as interesting for the video, but it's a cool card. Behind it is a swamp and an elemental. This token is insane. Look at the art on this token.
Yeah.
Like, how are you allowed to just go so hard on an art like that? Nuts. Absolutely nuts. All right, 4 packs to go. We have a Heroic Charge again. Colossal Growth, the first one of these we've seen. That goblin is very large, and confused why he is so large.
Yep.
Amy loves her goblins. We have amazing Jaya's.
Should be that large. Awesome.
Because he's awesome. Jaya's Fire Nado.
Yeah. This
Incredible. Extra in the best way? Yes, I know.
One of the best arts in this set.
Incredible. Absolutely incredible. In foil, I'm super looking forward to seeing this in foil because I'm curious. Yeah. And I hope it's not bad because it seems like it would be awesome.
Yeah.
We have a Gibbering Barricade, so another card for the Defenders deck, basically. And it's a 2/4 for 3, which is very good. Another Tidepool Turtle. Love them. Love them. Another, a new Argevian Phalanx. I don't remember how I pronounce this thing. Argevian Phalanx. This is a sweet card. It costs 1 less for each creature you control, and it's a 4/4 vigilance. Like, that's very good. You have 1 creature, it costs 5. That's pretty good. You have 2 creatures, it costs 4. Like, very, very good. I like this card a lot. A Sunlit Marsh, so another land for us, which is nice. Dual land in the common slot. Again,
here's a new one as well.
Yes, again, black in common between those 2 lands, which is cool. A Bog Badger, absolutely right, Amy. A new one that we have not seen yet. A Crystal Grotto, speaking of lands at common. We have a Sprouting Goblin as well. I know you love this one, right?
Yeah.
Goblin Druid. This is our first uncommon in the pack. I'll hand that over to you so you can take a look at it. Oh, and I love this one. The Frost Fist Strider. Yeah, I love this guy. My Icy Elemental Heart loves this one. Frost Fist Elemental Giant Strider friend. And we have Najal, the Storm Runner, is our third, which means that behind it, I like Najal a lot. I know some people don't as much, but that's fine. You're allowed. And so our next rare or mythic is a mythic in Sarah Paragon.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, you're darn right it is. Wow.
Love the use of light in this art, too.
I mean, it's an angel art. How do you not love it? Yeah. But still, yeah, this card's incredible. It works really well with temporary lockdown as well. And by that, I mean, like, because we're in... if we're going to be in white, because we're going to want to play this mythic, we have temporary lockdown, too, which is great. Nice open there. And then behind it, I think we have a foil. How sick is this pack? It's a foil Idyllic Beachfront. So the pack's not insane, but I mean, hey, a good-looking foil, by the way. Look at that. Wow. Yeah, I like that foiling pattern a lot. Can you see that, Amy, or no? All right, I'll pass it to you in a moment. Ooh, and a gorgeous island behind it.
Nice.
Wow, Magali. So good. And a bird token as well. Really, really sick. Do you like this foiling or no?
Yeah, I mean, it's a little dark.
Okay, interesting.
But it's still beautiful because it's a bright enough art
yes,
to begin with.
Sure. So we have 3 packs to go. We are halfway through this opening. Why? What? This pack did not want to cooperate at all.
It's like I opened it.
We have an Urborg Repossession. I really, quickly glancing at this, I was like, what the hell is Urborg Repository? It's Urborg Repossession, not Repository. That'd be weird. We have a Tolarian Terror.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Love it.
Yeah. A Juniper Order Rootweaver, again, getting a lot of new commons in this pack. A Vanquisher's Axe again. Broken Wings, Amy. Broken Wings. Amy loves her some Broken Wings. Do you like this art too?
Yeah.
Okay. I like it a lot. I love the oranges in the background. Really, really good. Miria's Outrider, a very good common. I like this one a lot. Again, does work against us, and Domain is very good, or has done work against us. Citizen's Arrest goes really well with Sarah Paragon and Temporary Lockdown.
That's a good card.
Oh, God, very good. Very, very good card. We have a Wooded Ridgeline.
I love that one.
I can talk sometimes. Yeah, of course you do. It's Gruul, why wouldn't you? We have a Mesa Cavalier as well. Behind it, a Smash to Dust, a Coalition Sky Knight as our first uncommon, which is very good, and a Tear Asunder as well. Yeah, I like the Flying Enlist. I like Tear Asunder a lot. This one's very. If you're not in black, it's fine. Because this is just a sideboard card, but if you're in black and green, this card's incredible. You just exile target non-land permanent. Just what else do you want? Really, really good. Really good. And an Inscribed Tablet. I don't love this one as much, to be completely honest. I don't even mean the art. I mean the playability of it, but I guess the art too, to a degree.
Yeah, it's just fine.
Right? Behind it, our rare is Astor, Bearer of Blades, or Aster, I guess, Bearer of Blades. I still think, I know you, if I recall, said that you disagree, but I think this looks like The Rock, Dwayne The Rock Johnson. That's just me. Let me know down below if you think so as well, but still. Behind it, a Swamp, very nice, and a Phyrexian token. So, Aster cares about equipment and vehicles and stuff. Interesting. Equipment or vehicles. So again, caring about artifacts that we're not seeing a ton of, to be frank, because otherwise we could play that. We could play Sarah Paragon, the Temporal Firestorm, the Temporary Lockdown, and Aster, but anyway, hey, guess what? There's another code from MTG Arena. Another reminder, by the way, this will not, don't forget, if you already got the first one, for example, this one will not work for you, or if you're going to get your own pre-release kit, do not use this, because you will not then be able to use the code from your kit. And so for folks who are not going to be able to get out to a pre-release, this may be a good opportunity for them to use these codes instead. But again, just a quick way for us to say thank you to all of you for watching all of our stuff, and don't forget to give Champion some love. Their link in the description down below, the top link in the description down below. Again, awesome, awesome community and people.
Yes, and if you do end up using any of these codes, please leave a comment stating that you've used it.
Definitely.
It will help the other viewers know not to try and use it.
Certainly, yeah. Yeah, I always appreciate that. And like I said, we get to congratulate you, but yes, Amy is absolutely right. It also helps other folks out to be like, oh, okay, there's the comment for the first, there's the second, there's the third, and there's the last, etc. So, we have another Miria's Outrider. Again, really good card. A Toxic Abomination. This is a new one. It's weird. It's very weird. Phyrexian Zombie. We have an Impulse. Haven't seen this one yet either.
Yeah.
Cool, interesting Teferi art.
Yeah.
Very interesting Teferi art. We have a Take Up the Shield. God, Johnny, I love you so much. I'm so mad. Anyway, go watch our story reviews, everybody, on the channel.
This is another one of the ones that I feel like is super dark in paper.
I agree. 100% agree with that.
On Arena.
100% agree. Yeah. Yeah. We have a Floriferous Vine Wall, another defender, possibly for the defender deck, but also it helps you get lands. So if you're trying to play domain, multiple colors, this one helps a lot with that, which is nice. We have an Essence Scatter. I love this art a lot. Look at that.
Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. Really, really cool.
It's very cool.
Right? We have an Eerie Soul Tender as well. I don't love this card, but the art is really cool.
Yeah, it is eerie.
Yeah, agreed. We have an Automatic Librarian. He's adorable, but probably not very useful. A Phyrexian Rager, on the other hand, is very useful. This is an incredible card. Very, very good. A Coral Colony. So speaking of cards for the Defender deck, this is our first uncommon. We have Joda's Codex. So, did you know that if you're playing Domain and you have all 5, you can just play this for 5 and then tap it to draw a card once a turn? That's it. That's why Domain, well, one of the reasons why Domain is very good. Yeah, drawing extra cards is good, and repeatable turn after turn, very, very good.
Yeah.
Plus, the art is incredible, and pride. So, then we have Braids' Frightful Return. I actually, this art is very unsettling, but I actually love it.
Yeah, same.
I don't love Chapter 1 on this, so you'd probably go to Chapter 2, unless you're in a deck that, cares about you putting stuff in your graveyard, like Braids. But we don't have Braids in this kit. We had her in the last one. So, yeah, really, really cool. And so our second to last, rare or mythic, is a Rotodrobic of Urborg.
Wow.
Vigilance, Ward 2, it's white-black. So we could do, this kit, if we do white, red, black, we can play every rare and mythic that we've opened.
Wow.
Again, that doesn't mean you should. I'm just saying that you could, and we've opened some pretty cool stuff in those 3 colors.
Yeah.
And nothing jumps out at me in black and blue where I'm like, oh no, I can't play that though. This seems great. And Rotodrobic, very interesting. We'd have to check and see how many incidental zombies we have in black, because it gives other zombies vigilance. So, but still. Oh, and it cares about other legends that we have as well, which, Aster's right here and Rivaz as well. So, there's that. Behind it, I believe we have a foil, and it is a foil common in Bog Badger. Okay, this is very dark art to begin with. Ooh, that's not bad. Not bad at all. I'll pass it over to Amy in a moment. The way that we are filming, it's not very easy to see. I apologize, Amy. That is gorgeous Plains art, too.
Wow, yeah.
I like that. That's the art on Arena. You can see, Karn all the way out there. That's really cool.
Incredible.
It's better, bigger, obviously, but still really, really cool. And then
the Badger foiling is just okay.
Okay. And then a Beast token as well. That's a new one. I actually legit have not seen this Beast token art yet.
Oh, yeah.
So there you go. Very weird looking.
It's cool.
Yeah. All right. We have one more pack to go from Kit 2. Then we'll move on to 3 and 4. Okay. And we have, let's see, this one, Braids was pretty good at to end the first one. Let's see how we end the second one. We have Enthrall to the Pit, Tattered Apparition, Tidepool Turtle, Artillery Blast, Llanowar Stalker, a Yavimaya Steel Crusher, Salvaged Mana Worker. So this is very good helping you filter. This is a very good filter card we learned during the early access event. Phyrexian Warhorse, Molten Tributary is another land for us. I feel this is our 5th land. We got 6 in the last one, so we're not quite there yet. And one of the ones in this kit was foil, so we have not gotten as many in the common slots. But here's a Molten Tributary, another Crystal Grotto, a Cult Conscript again as our first uncommon, Tail Swipe as the second, that's an incredible card, and Rada. Nice. Alt Art or Showcase Rada, Coalition Warlord as the third. Gorgeous. Yeah. Really, really, all these are really awesome, right? We love them. And we love Rada around here, so.
But I love how this one is much more of a close-up.
Okay.
A lot of the other ones, it's zoomed out quite a bit more.
Sure, and they are, the background or whatever is kind of the focus big time, and they're just there.
Right.
Whereas she is the focus and the background's just there in this one. Sure.
And she's looking badass.
Well, always. That's just how Rada needs to look, because she is badass. And then behind Rada, our rare or mythic, because that's not a rare or mythic. Our rare or mythic is... Okay, it's one of the Pain lands in Sulphurous Springs. This is nice to have in general. Obviously in limited if we're going to use it, right? We talked about the possibility of using black, so this can help us to get there. You could take some damage, it's not great, but early game, if that's what you have, then that's what you have. And late game, it taps for generic, or colorless. So that could work out quite nicely. Plus, having Pain lands is important. People use them, so hopefully they will retain their value going forward, etc. Behind the Sulphurous Springs, a Mountain, and a Johnny Sleeper Agent emblem.
Oh. I'm so sorry.
Me too. I am also sorry. Why'd you got to do it to me like that? Anyway, and I mean both the kit in that I had to open that, and in Wizards for not understanding characters. But anyway, we have 2 more kits to open, so never fear. Okay. So again, don't need to show all the contents. Hey, by the way, everybody, if you like Arena, we play MTG Arena every Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern, live on this channel. And we would love to have you join us. We have, again, I think, we have a very awesome community of people,
yes.
Very welcoming, very friendly. Amy does an awesome job of catering to the chat, etc.
Thank you.
So, yeah, you should definitely come join us. 8 p.m. Eastern every Monday for Magic Monday on Arena. So we got the green die. That's cool.
Yeah, so far we've got 3 different colors.
All right, all unique. I love it. Okay. And then, again, sorting through all this nonsense, we still have the code. Don't worry. We have all these inserts. We'll get them out of the way. Try not to show Amy what I just saw for our promo, because she'll be very excited. So I'll leave that on the side. Here are the packs. Okay. And in fact, we will go like that. And Amy, our promo foil rare is Llanowar Green Widow.
It's so cute.
I told you, folks, Amy loves her spiders. I'm glad you like it. This one can be yours, of course, if you want it.
Really?
Of course, why not? Card seems cool, right? Card seems very cool.
Well, obviously.
Of course, how dare I? I'm sorry, everybody.
It would be a cool pet as well.
It would be a cool pet. That thing is massive.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know how much you'd have to feed that thing? How are we paying for this, Amy? That's what I want to know.
Just give it people.
Just give it people? You should come over to our place. Check out our big spider. It's not hungry. What are you talking about? Anyway, we have a Bark Weave Crusher, a new one, I think. Maybe we got one of these before. I don't exactly remember, but still.
I don't think we did.
I don't think so either. And speaking of which, Molten Monstrosity, also a new one.
Yes.
This card's great. I like this one a lot.
I have to say, I like the art and paper better than on Arena.
For this one?
Yeah.
Okay.
This one is darker.
Yeah.
And I actually
But you prefer
like
it
it that way.
Okay. Because of the
unusual.
red. Because of the red contrast. You mean? Or
because I like it that way because it like really shows off this sort of
molten pattern there?
yeah, the
magma pattern or whatever?
like rock hardening on the outside.
Sure,
that I feel
sure.
Like you don't see as well when it's brighter.
Sure. Okay. I can get down with that. I appreciate it. Behind it we have, oh wow, more new stuff in the Battlefly Swarm.
Love it.
Phyrexian insect for you. Another Pixie Illusionist. Another Griffin Protector. Love it. Another Vine Shaper Prodigy. Another Argevian Cavalier. A Sunlit Marsh. Again, it's another, but still, for this kit, that's our first of the dual lands. We have a Bog Badger again, another Crystal Grotto. Gorgeous art, by the way, on this. We've looked at a couple of them, but gorgeous art. Combat Research. I do not know that I have ever seen this card before. It's our first uncommon as well. Combat Research. Very, very cool. Okay, that's our first uncommon. We have Territorial Marrow again as the second. Very nice with the Green Widow. And, yeah, Tori Diavenant Fury Rider alt art or showcase art as the third. I had not seen this version of her art yet, and it looks pretty cool.
Yes.
Right? Which means our next rare or mythic is... Oh, I'm so sad. I mean, I'm happy that we got it because, you know, value and etc. But
He still looks really cool. I mean, he looks like himself still.
Yeah.
All like
that's because he was
wiry
the
and
sleeper agent.
Yeah.
So, you know, he's got to look like himself. That's the whole point. God damn it, a Johnny sleeper agent. Anyway, hey, we got a Johnny, and that's cool. And actually, because of the like good green cards that we've opened so far, it's probably like that's just probably what we're playing is like the Green Widow and a Johnny and Territorial Marrow and things like that. But still, that doesn't mean I'm not mad about it.
Yeah.
That's all.
Can I just see that stained glass one again?
Yes, of course. Tori Diavenant. I'll have you look at that.
See it super well.
Take this in, folks. I'm like I said, I'm glad we got the card. I'm just not happy that the card exists.
This almost looks more like a mosaic than a stained glass.
You think so?
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
Like there's not a lot of like light shining through it from behind.
Okay.
I feel.
Right. Okay. Then, so behind a Johnny, I don't think we have any foils. We do not. We have an island and a soldier token. Oh, sorry. We have more Karn packs, aka draft boosters. As always, folks, let us know if you got to play in a pre-release and what cool things you might have opened, because we love hearing those cool stories. And how you did, of course, in the event. Goblin Picker is first. Aggressive Sabotage again. Impede Momentum again. Clockwork Drawbridge again. Yavimaya Sojourner. Come on. Another Lightning Strike, very nice. Smash to Dust. Mesa Cavalier again. Essence Scatter. Runic Shot is our first uncommon, and one we have not seen yet. I love that art. I mean, I'm an Azorius, so, gorgeous. Love it. We have another monstrous War Leech, Amy.
Yeah.
I don't think I need...
Gorgeous. I love it.
I don't think I need to... Do I need to talk about how phallic this leech looks? Like, do we have to talk about that at all? Or can I just move on?
Conrad's got a big one.
It's got a big one.
What can I say?
Jesus Christ. Okay, we're definitely moving on now. And we have another Heirloom. I tried to make a joke and I was very subtle about it. And then all right, that was good. I liked it. Don't get me wrong. All right, and we have another Heirloom Battle Hymn, which means our next rare mythic is Miria again. Scholar of Antiquity. Again, I don't love this card as much for limited, but still. And we actually have a foil back here. And it is a foil Miria's Outrider. Look at that. Peas in a pod. And I mean, this art is dark in general. Like, I can't see the details on that Kavu's face on a non-foil version of it. So the foiling is just the background, and it's like not great.
Yeah.
Right?
I agree.
Behind it, a forest, and a Sand Warrior token.
Oh.
Very weird.
That's a new one.
Right? It's for Commander.
Ah.
Right? It's from the Commander set, isn't it? Look at that.
Yeah, it's got like a different set
symbol. That's real weird. Why is it okay. I guess.
Been there, I
Is that, as always, if you know, let me know in the comments down below. Anyway, hey, guess what? It's a code for MTG Arena. Friendly reminder, only one per account. So if you've already used one, or if you're going to get a pre-release kit, please don't use this one. Let us know in the comments if this one works for you. And here's the code. Thank you so much to each and every one of you for watching and supporting. We always appreciate it. We have 4 more to go. We're a third of the way through. We get, and then 1 more to go after this, so don't forget. We have a Juniper Order Root Weaver to start. First of these.
Yeah, finally.
Yeah,
right?
it's a very good card too. Death Bloom Gardener.
And a beautiful art.
Agreed.
I mean, insane.
Agreed. Elf Druid. We have a Molten Monstrosity. Extinguish the Light. So again, I mean, talking about, sad things that happened in the set.
Yeah.
Here's another Story Spotlight card. Sorry. This card is also incredible. So, there's that.
This is another one that's much brighter on Arena, I feel like.
Okay.
I recall the picture looking like red is the main color.
Oh, I see.
Here, I mean, this looks
gray. Sure. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Fair enough. Yeah, I mean, it's an incredible card. Like, solid removal, instant speed. It just depicts sad things, that's all. Yeah. We have a Pixie Illusionist, a Clockwork Drawbridge, an Idyllic Beachfront. Okay, that's super helpful with our Sunlit Marsh as well. We have a Tribute to Urborg, a Molten Tributary, very nice. Another Salvaged Mana Worker, that'll help. A Micromancer is our first uncommon. Very blue artwork here. This card is interesting. You can get an instant or a sorcery with mana value of 1. I don't know if we've opened any yet, but yeah. Also, we haven't really been looking at blue heavily, but still. That's our first uncommon. We have War Host's Frenzy again. And another Showcase Art Rona Shieldred's Faithful.
Wow.
We have
Very
one
cool.
non-showcase and two showcase versions as well. Very interesting for this uncommon. And it means that our rare or mythic is Urza Assembles the Titans. So I'm glad to have one of these. It's not great for limited, but still, because it cares about planeswalkers, and that's just not going to happen. But
It's cool,
yes,
though.
I'm happy to own one. I'm happy that I opened it here and not in a kit that I'm going to try to play an event with.
Yeah.
Although we do have a Johnny, and they do share a color, so it would be
true.
possible. It would be very silly, but it would be possible. But anyway, behind Urza Assembles the Titans, we have a Swamp.
The
Gorgeous.
art on that one was amazing too.
On Urza? Yeah, of course. Yeah.
The saga arts are always incredible.
They definitely are going to be amazing. There are also a lot of flavor in who these characters are back here. I could probably only name about like 3 of them, but there's been discussions online about like who is depicted here and why they're impactful and important and etc. So yeah.
Sure.
Very cool. So a Swamp and a Soldier token. 3 more to go. Halfway through this kit. Again, 1 more to go after this. I'm excited. I'm happy so far.
Yeah,
Truly.
I think we've done well.
Right? And we're not done yet. We have a Floriferous Vine Wall again. A Furious Bellow. We have not gotten one of these yet today. He's an angry Hurloon Minotaur.
Yeah.
Hurloon? Am I right? I might be wrong on the location of where the Minotaurs are from.
I love this art.
Yeah, Shadow Prophecy, very cool art. Very good. I like it a lot. It's just that style is incredible.
Yeah.
Haunting Figment, a lot of new commons in this pack. Very interesting. I feel like there's 1 per kit after the first one, where like we've gotten like few repeats and a lot of new ones.
Yeah.
Haunting Figment, Charismatic Vanguard, Citizen's Arrest, very nice. Eerie Soul Tender, Thrill of Possibility, Automatic Librarian, The Weatherseed Treaty as our first uncommon. Very nice, and it's a saga, and a new saga that we have not gotten yet. Another Hurloon Battle Myth. God, so many of these. And another Tsar Oginen, Scion of Ifrava. Never going to get it right. Or at least I'm never going to stumble over saying it. I may have said it correctly, but I stumbled, and that's annoying. Our next rare or mythic is...
Nice. Well, now we can compare it to the foil. I think the foil is incredible.
The foil is incredible. Right? Yeah, the foil's better. For sure, it's better.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, okay. But we have another Karn Silex. And in fact, let's see how sick this pack is. We have a foil in this pack too, I think. It is a foil uncommon in Baird, Argevian Recruiter. This is a great card. I mean, very, very good card. You can just make soldiers. And if you have any pump, if you have any equipment or anything like that, very, very cool. I like this guy a lot. Behind Baird is a forest. Oh, whoa. I have not seen that forest art before. It looks like it's forests growing out of the back of like machines. Or trees growing out of the back of machines, right?
It's like people.
Yeah, it's weird. And then a soldier token. 2 more packs to go. Okay. Another Floriferous Vine Wall to start this pack off. They like to be at the front of packs, I suppose. They sink to the bottom, right? They're heavy. We have another Furious Bellow. We have a Shadow Prophecy again. Another Haunting Figment.
Yeah, so this is like exactly
Yeah,
the same.
100% exactly the same. Another Charismatic Vanguard. Okay, different now. Snare Spinner. A Tangled Eyelet. Another Shore Up. Nice, Amy.
Nice.
A Sunbathing Rootwalla again. I guess those two like to be in the pack next to each other, so that's good
Yes.
for you as well. We have a Radiant Grove, very helpful in this kit, because we have a Johnny as well. Really, really nice. We're getting a lot of good land for this one, for sure. Protect the Negotiators. I mean, come on, this art's insane.
Yes.
Right? Like, really, really good. Knight of Dusk's Shadow, also a very good card. I don't know if we're going to use it, but like in this, for this particular deck, but still. And a Founding the Third Path again. for another uncommon saga. And so our next rare or mythic is... This kit liked the first kit a lot, and so it gave us the best 2 cards out of that first kit, in my opinion, in Karn's Silex and Braids. Very, very funny. Okay, well anyway, we've seen Braids already, so behind Braids is a Mountain and a Saproling token.
Yeah.
Look at that. That thing's awesome. Wow. A lot of spores coming out of it, because of course, but still. All right, 1 pack remaining, and then 1 kit remaining. Let's see what we can do. Another Urborg Repository. Yeah, that's right. I said it on incorrect on purpose that time. An Urborg Repossession. A new one in Banalish Sleeper.
Oh. That's a gorgeous art.
Yes, it is. Lots of stained glass, but still like spooky because it's a sleeper.
Right.
It's like in shadow. Really,
Yeah.
really well done. Really well done. We have another Floriferous Vine Wall. I said it right every other time, and now I'm going to stumble over it now. The like 4th time I've seen it.
Yep.
I also skipped past this Tolarian Terror. Sorry, everybody. We have another Miria's Outrider. Again, I like this card a lot. Another Toxic Abomination. Phyrexian Rager, very good. Very, very good. Another Wooded Ridgeline.
Nice.
A Lightning Strike. Good card, obviously. Don't think that needs to be said.
No.
Solid burn spell. Smash to Dust. Twin Furno is our first uncommon. I love this art, man. It's so good.
Is this the first one we've gotten?
Yeah, it's an uncommon, so that makes sense. Yeah. Very, very cool. So again, you see, like, I like that there's like a lot of team ups, right? You've got, it's Dominaria United, so it makes sense.
Yeah.
But here's Jaya and Joda, which I hate that they're together a lot, so that I have to try to say their names and like remember who I'm talking about at any given time when we do our story reviews. And then there's the other one that we got 2 of, the rare with her and Teferi as well. So really, really cool. Then we have another Monstrous Warleech, Amy. That's 3. And a Garna, Blood Fist of Keld.
Ooh.
Cool,
That's
right?
cool.
Yeah, she's great. And so for this kit, our last rare or mythic is... Okay. In this kit, yeah, a Guardian of New Benalia. That little kid
I love this one.
is adorable. Adorable. Look at him. I love it. All right. So yes, very, very cool with the Guardian of New Benalia. And again, with a Johnny and this, Karn Silex maybe, what else would you play? And the Green Widow, definitely. Would we try to splash for Miria? I don't think so. It's probably not worth it. Can we play Braids? I doubt it. So yeah, again, as always, let me know in the comments down below, what would you do? And then a Plains, gorgeous Plains art as well.
Yes.
Really cool.
Again,
And-
it has a very old school kind of feel to it.
Yeah,
a lot
big
of
time.
texture
Yeah.
that you don't see a lot with digital art.
Agreed. And another soldier. Which means, as promised, 1 more to go. I will pack all this stuff up so I can get out of the way, but hey, a Johnny's cool, right? Let's move this over to the side. And then our 4th and final is hopefully some cool stuff. Hey, also, folks, don't forget, if you enjoy the things that we're doing here on this channel and you like video games and or you are a consumer of gluten-free food products, or really consumer of food in general, you should check out our other channels. Links down in the description box below for Video Games for All and Gluten Free for All, our other 2 main channels here on YouTube. So we did get a duplicate, but it's of my favorite, the white die with the black numbering, as opposed to the other die with the white numbering. So I appreciate that. But yeah, you should definitely check those out. And of course, whichever channel you're on, this one or any of those, of course, subscribing and ringing the bell, super helpful, and we really appreciate it. Okay, I'm sorting out all this stuff here. Sorry, everybody. We have the packs. So we'll leave those on the side. We have the code, which will be given away at a random point in the video. And we have our promo foil rare, which is an Anointed Peacekeeper. Look at that foiling. Oh my god. That's awesome. I'll pass that to Amy in a moment, because as we noted, it is a little bit harder for her to see. Sorry, Amy.
Not a problem.
Gorgeous.
It's very cool.
Right?
But it's got like a, I don't know, like a bluish hue to it that I feel like it's not supposed to have.
Okay.
That's that darkness, I think.
Oh, okay.
That the foiling adds.
Sure.
To the pictures, but
it's also, by the way, I didn't say, but it's a very good card as well. So I mean, if we can play it, that's great. It's definitely not like, oh my god, we have to, but like a Johnny kind of was. But this is a good one. All right, we have a Viashino Branch Rider, a Battle Rage Blessing. Look at that.
Ooh.
I love it.
that's a good card.
Yeah, these are both new ones, I think.
Yes.
A Volsh Tide Turner. So yeah, also new. A Samite Herbalist. So now we get a duplicate. That's cool art. I don't love how tilted it is. It's very odd to me, but the art is cool nonetheless.
Oh, I like it that tilted.
You do?
Yeah, it's artsy.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah. Dutch angle and all that.
Yeah, it's it's common for like portrait photographs to have that sort of tilt.
Okay. All right, Bite Down. Again. Whoops, I skipped it. But Smash to Dust, Get to Amplifier, sorry. We've seen these already, so I can move past them faster. A Mesa Cavalier, an Essence Scatter, Electrostatic Infantry. This is a very good one, and is our first uncommon. Very, very cool.
He is awesome.
Right? I like this guy a lot. Another Rona's Vortex. It's been a bit, but we did see this earlier. And nice. Wow. A Tsar Oginen Scion of Ifrava showcase art. Really cool looking. I like that.
Gorgeous.
Right? I love it. Okay. And then behind it, our first non-promo rare mythic is... Oh, okay. Our first Defiler of the day, I think, in Defiler of Faith. Oh. Yeah, these like Phyrexianized folks, one in each color.
He's got like Vecna's hand or something.
Kind of. I mean, yeah, it is a Phyrexianized hand, but I see what you're saying. Yeah, I like it. I like it. Behind it, do we have a foil? I think we do. We do. It is a foil Flowstone Kavu. So, I mean, both of our rares so far in the same color, which is kind of cool. The Flowstone Kavu, it sure is foil. It sure is foil. Here you go, Amy. There's this cool forest again with the trees growing out of, like, mechs or something. And then another soldier token. A lot of soldier tokens today. Right? Not impressive, right?
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay.
I don't have a problem with it, but it's definitely not as beautiful as a lot of the foils that we've seen.
Agreed. Hey, look, speaking of beautiful, take up the shield. Johnny, you're so beautiful. I love you. Anyway, Floriferous Vine Wall, a Furious Bellow, Shadow Prophecy, Haunting Figment again, Charismatic Vanguard, Tribute to Urborg, Shore Up, Sunbathing Rootwalla. Yep, those two are always next to each other for you. A Radiant Grove again, because we have two white cards, that might be helpful. We have another Founding the Third Path. This is, in fact, our third Founding the Third Path, so that's something, I guess. Our first uncommon, Choking Miasma is the second. We've seen this one already as well. And Tatiova, Steward of Tides.
Nice.
Gorgeous artwork on this card as well.
Love it.
Right? And so behind her,
This is another one of my favorites from this set, I think.
Very gorgeous, very gorgeous. And I know you liked Tatiova from the last set too, like just her art and whatever. And I mean, it's a Merfolk Druid, so what's not to love for Amy?
Right.
But still, but behind her, our rare or mythic is a Herd Migration. So I guess, is this where we get the beasts from? Yes, it is. Yeah, because I mean, look at the art. It's the same thing. Yeah, that makes perfect sense. Okay, very nice. And then behind it, a Mountain and a Phyrexian token. So yeah, I mean, so far, right, we have the Radiant Grove as well as two white cards and a green card. So we can make that work if we wanted to. Again, doesn't mean you have to play every rare mythic you open, but if you could, and they're good enough, right, you gotta check if they're playable. We have an Academy Wall, more Defenders. This is the first one of these, right? I think?
Yes.
We have a Stall for Time. I can't believe we haven't seen any of this yet.
Right.
I love this card.
It is great.
Right? Speaking of cards we haven't seen yet that I love. Hexbane Tortoise. Look at his little friend on his head. Look.
It's the baby.
There's a baby turtle on top of the big mama turtle's head, I suppose. I don't know, but still. There's a baby turtle yelling. It's angry. Viashino Branch Rider again. A Battle Rage Blessing. Volsh Tide Turner. Contaminated Aquifer. We haven't gotten one of these yet, I don't think. Maybe we did earlier, yeah.
Somebody peed in the pool.
Somebody... Yeah, it's definitely not contaminated with Phyrexian oil at all. It's just urine.
Yeah,
Don't worry, everybody. Yep. We'll put more... we'll shock it again, and it'll be fine.
Exactly.
Automatic Librarian. Flowstone Infusion. That's a new one for us so far.
Yes.
God, it's so weird that it like took its face off.
Yeah, I don't care for it.
Why, Amy? I don't understand. We have another Haunted Mire. That's cool. A Twin Furno, again, is our first uncommon. Herloon Battle Hymn is the second. Good red cards. And Bortuck Bone Rattle is the third. It's a legendary troll shaman. Are you happy with this one?
It's fine.
Okay.
It's not my favorite.
Okay.
But I do like it.
And behind them, we have our next rare or mythic, which is... A Thran Portal. For limited, not a great card. The art is very good, and I assume for constructed it's got to be something, because it's definitely not there for limited, so it's got to be something, right? Why else would it be rare? Let me know in the comments.
Cool, though.
Yeah, I mean, the art is definitely cool, for sure.
Like, just the way that it looks.
And it's
when you think about, like, the construction of it or whatever.
Yeah, and it's a gate. I was unaware. That's cool.
Wow.
It's for, like, gate stacks and stuff. I like it. All right. Behind it... Oh, gorgeous. Gorgeous. Magali. I mean, good God. Come on. Come on now. Just ridiculous.
Why is it so good?
It's incredible. Incredible. And another Kobolds of Carekeep. Very, very cool. All right. 3 more packs to go. We are halfway through. Let's do it, shall we? Hey, everybody, don't forget, we are going to have another video coming out here from Champion, where we are going to be checking out what other folks are opening, because it's not just about us. I said they have an awesome community. I mean it. And we're going to get to see what some of those folks that you can hear in the background occasionally, what cool things they're getting as well. So definitely check that out. That's a short one. So if you're interested, go check that out after you're finished with this one. We have another Writhing Necromass. I like this one. A Voda Sea Scavenger, again, a Banalish Faith Bonder, another Bark Weave Crusher, Coalition War Brute. I can't believe we haven't gotten any of these yet either.
Yeah.
This card's incredible. We used
really
this
is.
to great effect during the early access event. Really, really good. We have another Battlefly Swarm, Soaring Drake, another one we haven't gotten any of yet.
I don't like this one.
You don't? Well, the art is a little weird for it, sure. Another Salvaged Mana Worker, a Flowstone Kavu, Djinn of the Fountain.
Oh, this one's so cool.
It is very cool. I love this art.
I love it.
It's our first uncommon. A Slimefoot Survey.
Yes.
It is Slimefoot, and it's our second. So there you go. Yeah, look at him. So cool.
Yeah, I don't know how he's looking through that little telescope thing, but, you know.
He's got an eye in there somewhere, I guess.
No, he doesn't.
No, he doesn't. My mistake.
He's so cute.
I'm glad you like him. And then a Joda's Codex again, which means our next rare or mythic is another Rododrobic of Urborg. I still feel like, I feel like we haven't gotten a lot of spice out of this kit. We gotta step it up. I think there's a foil back here.
Ooh.
And it is...
Maybe it's spicy.
It is a...
It's another Slimefoot.
Amy's very happy. It's another Slimefoot Survey. That's actually pretty cool in foil. Not gonna lie. I'll pass it to Amy. She can give us her thoughts as well on this card that she likes so much.
It's great.
Another gorgeous Plains art. And a Cat Warrior token with Forest Walk.
Ooh, that's so cool.
Also Commander.
Wow.
Very interesting. Yeah, I like that a lot. That art is sick.
So cool.
Right? What about that foil? What do you think?
It's a little dark.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. But still,
it's awesome.
Yeah, I like it a lot.
Nonetheless.
Just because.
Yeah.
My mistake. I should have known. All right. We have a Snare Spinner to start, because of course we do. Look at all these green cards that Amy's so happy about. Oh, but here's one. Enthrall to the Pit that you like as well.
Yeah.
Oh, God. A Tattered Apparition. Sorry, everybody. Tattered Apparition as well. Talus Lookout. Artillery Blast. Llanowar Stalker. Meteorite. First Meteorite of the opening in general of the video.
Yeah.
It's a return of Meteorite, by the way. Not a great card, but whatever. It's here. We have a Tolarian Geyser. First one of these.
Nice.
Now, this card's incredible. I like this one a lot. It does so many things. Another Shield Wall Sentinel. Another Magnagoth Sentry. It's been a little bit. but another Magnagoth Sentry. A Shieldred's Restoration, Amy.
Oh.
I know how much you love this. It's not a great card, in my opinion, for limited, but still, art is awesome.
Yes.
We have a Battle Wing Mystic, which is cool. And I like the colors on that one a lot, in the background specifically. Amy, it's your friend. It's Urg, Spawn of Turg, the showcase art for our legendary frog beast friend.
I love him.
Do you love him? Of course you love him. You can have this one too, don't worry. Of course you can. Come on. What kind of a husband would I be? Leave it in the comments. Anyway, and our second to last rare or mythic is another Urza Assembles the Titans.
It's cool.
It's a cool art, and I'm glad I didn't open it in a day where I would be, trying to play. But we have a mountain and a soldier token. So yeah, not for nothing. With Thran Portal and Urza Assembles the Titans, this is not the best kit I've ever opened in my life. I won't lie. Hey, guess what? There's the final code for MTG Arena. Don't forget, leave it in the comments down below if this one works for you. And if you're gonna use a code or have already used a code, this one won't work for you, so don't bother. But this is our small way of saying thank you for enjoying our stuff, hopefully, and watching. Please don't forget as well, subscribing, ringing the bell, and last but not least, a huge shout out and thank you again to Champion. Top link in the description down below to check them out, and you should go see them if you're anywhere near Poughkeepsie, New York. Thank you. Good luck. We appreciate your time watching. We've got one more pack to go, so don't go yet, but still. And then, like I said, check out that other video that will be coming out in a little bit as well, or should already be out, to be honest, by the time you're watching this. Hopefully. We'll see what our release schedule looks like. Well, fine.
Can't open it now.
That's it.
It's garbage.
Ruined. Let's see if this pack can turn this kit around, because I do not love this kit so far. Samite Herbalist to start. Bite Down. Good one. Gitu Amplifier. Writhing Necromass. Voda Sea Scavenger. Benelish Faithbonder. Elfheim Worm. Vanquisher's Axe. Argevian Cavalier. Sunlit Marsh. Oh god. Ooh, that's a good one. Our first uncommon is a Sengir Connoisseur. Very good card. I like it a lot. Next is Balduvian Berserker. Okay, I like that as well. Interesting art, new card. And completing our playset is Rona Shieldred's Faithful. We have 2 regular art and 2 showcase art. And so, folks, our last rare or mythic is a mythic in Weatherlight Completed. So, Ajani, not the only one to suffer the wrath of the Phyrexians, but we have the Weatherlight as well, having been completed. Check out our review of that story coming next week, I think. No. I guess it would be in 2 weeks, but stay tuned to the channel for that. We'll talk about it. We'll figure out what happened and discuss it, etc. And we'd love, as always, to get your opinions on it when we get to that video.
Yes, please.
Exactly. Behind it.
Oh my god.
So gorgeous. Gorgeous. I mean.
So beautiful.
Have we gotten one of each? I think we got one of each.
Yeah.
That's incredible. What a way to end it, too. With a mythic and the last of the 5 that we needed.
Wait, did we get a swamp?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was
the first one. Yeah. And an ad card. Literally the last one is an ad card. Have not been upset about ad cards for a while. Definitely will not be upset about one here. Because, they have drastically lessened the number of packs that have them. So, amazing. Folks, I think I just have to leave you looking at this. Like, that card is awesome. Super happy to have it, and probably the most valuable thing we've opened today. Is that going to show up at all in the packaging like that?
There you go.
Kind of. Anyway, I'll just hold it. That's what everybody wants, right? Hey guys, thank you all so very much for watching. We really hope everybody enjoyed. Obviously, that's going to be the end of this particular video, but as I said, there's another video from pre-release coming out soon, if not already, that you should definitely check out that will show you all the other cool things that were opened here at Champion. Don't forget, we want to thank them for having us here. Their link is the top link in the description down below, and it will take you to their website, and then you can find out how to get here if you're anywhere near Poughkeepsie, New York. An amazing, amazing group of people, both behind the counter and on the other side of it. So we definitely encourage you to come check them out if you get the chance. And then we will have more of these openings over the coming weeks as well, with more codes to be given away. So don't you worry, you will have more opportunities if you missed out today. But, Amy, anything else to say? We're done, right?
Oh, yeah.
What an awesome time. Thank you again for spending your time with us. We really hope you enjoyed. We would love to hear from you about anything that we talked about or opened, etc. in this video, in the comments down below. But for now, from us here at the Geek for All family of channels, I have been Joe.
And I'm Amy.
And as we always say, in whichever video of ours you watch next, we will see you all next time. Thanks, everybody.